What's going on, guys? I'm Steve. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If it's your first time stopping by the channel, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't regret it. If you're a returning subscriber, as always, guys, welcome back, and I do appreciate the support. Guys, listen. This news broke last week when I was out there in Memphis. It's another trial where somebody got life without parole. Now, this happened in Philly. Shout out Philly. You know what I'm saying? And it's about this young man who tragically lost his life. Boom. This guy right here is Nasir Johnson. He was 20 years old in 2022 when he was killed, February of 2022, from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, where this crime occurred. He was killed by this man right here, Colin Pratt, age 23 now, but they were the same age at the time of this crime. Mr. Pratt supposedly killed Mr. Johnson, who is gay, and he was having relationships with Mr. Johnson. Reason why Mr. Pratt killed Mr. Johnson, supposedly his word got out that Mr. Johnson was dating Mr. Pratt. Now, I know that's confusing, but it is what it is. There are a lot of people out here that live camouflage lifestyles. And what they do behind closed doors or whatever, they don't want a lot of people to know because of a stigma it might have or an effect it might have to them in the street. My answer to them is don't do it then. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. Reason why I'm doing this story, I want you to see I want you to see the story, number one, what he did to him. He did him dirty. Let's be real. He did him dirty. And number two, I want you to look at the narrative they're pushing in this thing, in this story. Look.
Tonight, one family's message: justice is served. A jury convicting a man of murder all over romance. And a warning: some of the details of the story may be disturbing to hear.
Cheyenne Corinne is live for us at Philadelphia Police Headquarters. Cheyenne, we heard from the family of the 20-year-old victim tonight. What are they saying?
We did, Sheba, and it was very emotional. But they do have some closure now that the man who shot and then burned the body of Nasir Johnson will spend the rest of his life in prison. The family also wanted to make clear that Nasir was murdered not only because he was gay, but also because his killer, who he was in a relationship with, could not accept his own sexual identity.
Sometimes I just force myself to go to sleep. My heart is so torn in so many pieces.
Since Nasir Johnson was killed in February of 2022, his family has been pleading and praying for justice.
I couldn't even see him. They wouldn't laid him to rest. I couldn't even see him.
The 20-year-old's body was found along this remote trail in Fairmount Park near Kelly Drive.
This body was the worst burned body I have ever seen.
Prosecutors say 23-year-old Colin Pratt shot Johnson in the neck at his West Philly home, wrapped his body in cloth, drove it to the park, and set him on fire. Pratt was found guilty of first-degree murder with a mandatory life sentence. Investigators also found disturbing searches on his cell phone, and he was found guilty of other charges, such as abuse of a corpse.
Makes no mistake about it, this was a hate crime.
Pratt was identified as a suspect after detectives received an anonymous tip that also led them to finding out the two men were in a romantic relationship.
We must recognize that this violence isn't random. It is a reflection of deeply rooted, internalized homophobia, queerphobia, and transphobia that impacts all of our communities.
This is an individual who was killed because he was gay. And because the man who killed him did not want anyone to find out that he was in a relationship with him or that he had sex with other men.
Johnson's family described the Chad High School graduate who was about to begin college as a person who everyone loved. They say his death is a result of families not accepting their children for who they are and urges others to unconditionally love how they did Nasir.
He didn't deserve that. And for you to burn his body so we couldn't see him is no amount of forgiveness.
And now the convicted killer will also have to work in prison to pay Nasir's family nearly $18,000 in restitution. I'm live at police headquarters. I'm Cheyenne Corinne, Fox 29 News. Back to you.
Oh, you just feel so terrible for that family. Cheyenne, thank you.
Bad, I forgot to turn the mic on. But anyway, that's the story what happened to this young man Nasir Johnson. May he rest in peace, man. And regardless of his lifestyle, some people might have an issue with that. He didn't deserve to go out like that. And I'm going to tell you something, man. When I was looking at this news story, I'm sitting here and I'm watching it. I'm going to go past what he did to the guy, to burn him up and do him real dirty and stuff. I mean, that's already out there. But the narrative that they kept going back to when they were talking, showing people, they did two things. They showed the family talking about how, they showed the family real sad and saying how, you know, they miss him and he was a good person and stuff, understandable. But they would come back with the same narrative. It was a hate crime. It was a hate crime. No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. That was not a hate crime. And that's the thing, how they do that a lot of times. Certain instances, they'll put it up there like, how is it a hate crime when they both was messing around with each other? Now, the guy didn't want his name out there. Now, I was looking at an article, right? And I was trying to find stuff, but like when they 3 or 4 years back, a lot of times, you got to really look. I found this article, and it explained a little bit, because they never said why he actually killed him. But up here, this right here might be a clue, and this is what I think it was. I mean, they said it, but I mean, it says a friend of Johnson indicated to the grandmother that Johnson dated someone who went by a street name that Pratt went by. Through cell phone records, police were able to place Johnson in the vicinity of Pratt's home shortly before his death. So word had got out that he was messing with this guy. So he must have talked and said the guy's street name, probably didn't say his real name, and it got back to him. They probably got into a big argument, and things escalated the way they did. But either way, this is my thing. A lot of people are not real with theyself. If you got them type of feelings in you, and you is out there doing that type of stuff, you know, and people like who they like. That goes back to what I say. If somebody do something, you should be able to stand on it. It said that Johnson was openly gay. Pratt dated men and women, according to published reports. So if you dated men and women, you know what I'm saying? It said according to reports, but the reports could be anything. If he dated men or women, was that known in the street? If that was known in the street, then why'd he kill the dude for saying that he was messing with him? It's a lot of stuff missing with this, like something's off with this. But I mean, it's unfortunate the man lost his life. Let's be honest, that's messed up. All because he just told somebody that he was in a relationship with somebody, and the dude looked like an idiot for killing him. Then he killed him in a heinous way. He set the man on fire, dragged his body. Jesus Christ, man. All this to cover up your identity because you don't want to deal with what you did. You don't want nobody to know how you really feel. And that goes back to, like, you know, like I was saying, like, you know, people ain't real no more about nothing. If you like that, you like that. People going to judge you whether you like something or don't like it. You know, and I mean, in no way, shape, or form am I dismissing what happened to this young man. But this guy got life according to what was put in front of us, all because he wasn't keeping it real with himself. Seriously. But as far as it being a hate crime and stuff like that, nah, that's not right. That's not right to even say that. It's not. That had nothing to do with hate. He loved having sex with the dude, and the guy liked messing with him. So where's the hate at? If there's any hate, it's hate he had for himself. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. I wanted to talk about that story a little bit. I just thought that was funny how they would push. Oh, it's a hate crime, like, because he was gay. But the guy was doing gay stuff with him. Stop. Come on. Cut it out. Stock Market Steve for the Dynamic Reason channel. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. Condolences to the family. You can see they really loved and cared for the dude. You know what I'm saying? And it's hard seeing people hurt like that, you know, and all the guy did was just, hey, tell the truth. Hey, I messed with this dude, and then it cost him his life. So I'll see you in the next video. Take care. You guys be careful out there.